Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens should main event the Elimination Chamber.
Huh?
Now hear me out. Under normal circumstances, I would be completely fine with what is currently the slated main event of the Men's Elimination Chamber, main eventing the Elimination Chamber PLE. I mean, it's basically status quo, and what possibly could happen with a possible Roman Reigns interference screwing over CM Punk and Seth Rollins, 100%, I'd be like, yeah, this should be the main event, and, we shouldn't bother changing it. However, due to multiple factors like hometown environment, another possible return, and just the violence aspect, I feel like Sami versus Kevin would be the better choice to main event the show. Now, I'm sure some of you guys are like,
you stupid dick!
But if you really think about it, Zayn versus Owens is the more ideal main event here for Toronto's Elimination Chamber PLE. Because let's just get into it. First of all, we have the hometown crowd aspect. You have Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, two guys who step into Canada. They're like the most over people on the planet. And since Sami Zayn's the babyface, he's going to get like uber shit like crazy more than he already does on a weekly basis. So just from that alone, the star power, it's going to be at its absolute peak when those two are in the ring together. Now, again, I understand that you look at the Elimination Chamber field of the men and you're like, okay, you got Cena, you got Rollins, you got Punk, and Priest, Drew, Logan. Automatically you are like, okay, there's enough star power there to where the crowd won't fizzle, but they're going to be at an absolute peak for the Zayn-Owens match. Number two, you have another possible return that is going to most likely happen at the Elimination Chamber with the return of the Viper, Randy Orton. Now, there's no doubt that a Reigns return inside the chamber is worthy enough to be like, okay, top of the card, there you go, main event, Cena wins, everyone goes, I'm happy. However, like I said, you combine Randy's return, who hasn't been around since, October when Kevin Owens took him out, versus Roman, who's only been out since the Royal Rumble. It's a more bigger shock value to finally be like, oh, Randy's back. We can kick off the Randy KO program. And then finally, number three, the violence aspect. We all remember what happened when Drew McIntyre and CM Punk met inside Hell in a Cell. It was a brutal war. Hopefully no one gets completely accidentally gushed like McIntyre did. But Zayn and Owens are most likely going to beat each other's ass. Maybe even worse than Punk and Drew, because that was a feud that had been building up for a year. This is a feud that literally just from the one Raw segment, they are building this up like it should have been at WrestleMania. Like it should have been inside Hell in a Cell. So this is their attempt to just be like, we're going home with it. This is the last time these two are ever going to fight. So if you want to give it that big fight feel, it should be the main event of the Elimination Chamber PLE, because as great as the action and star power of the Men's Elimination Chamber is, you look at Zayn and Owens, who are always able to put on great matches with each other. They give enough time of 25 minutes plus. These two are going to literally kick each other's ass, maybe worse than what Punk and Drew did, because they were locked inside of a steel structure. They can go literally all over the place. They can fight in the concourse, they can fight on the parking lot, and they will do just that. And we'll probably maybe even see some blood. These guys are going to beat the living hell out of each other. And I feel like when you combine all those things, even with the immense star power of the Elimination Chamber match and the ability that they still be able to put on a great match, I feel like it is not fair that they should have to follow that amazing crowd, big fight feel of people being at their absolute peak excitement for Zayn and Owens beating the hell out of each other, to then be like, all right, they come down to even just a little bit for when Cena has his moment and punches his ticket to WrestleMania, or whoever ends up punching their ticket to WrestleMania. At the end of the day, it may not happen. I understand if it doesn't, but I feel like it is in WWE's best interest, especially if they are really wanting to push this as a big deal properly. Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens should be the main event of the Elimination Chamber PLE. If it does happen, I feel like Sami Zayn and Kevin would absolutely deliver and give us an absolute fight for the ages.
Cinema!
Alright guys, that's another Gabber Jabber vid. I'm going to post another one tomorrow on a certain father of ours and his potential to become AEW World Champion very soon. But until then, there will be no Dynamite viewing tonight. I will not be here, so no Gift of Gabe recap after that. But like I said, I'm going to be posting another Gabber Jab vid tomorrow, so you guys won't have to miss me before we go on to SmackDown this Friday, and I give you my reaction from that. So, hope you guys enjoyed it. Like it, subscribe, all the cool stuff. Remember, who better to gab with than Gabe? And that's pretty much all I got. So go on, get out of here. I am done.